Paying a mortgage feels crazy. I am logged into my loan account and we've officially owned this house for a year. So every month for a year, 12 months, I've been obviously paying the mortgage. What's crazy is when you log in, it tells you how much is left on your mortgage. And our mortgage has gone down the equivalent of what I pay in 1.5 months every single month after paying for a year. The rest is just interest. It just poof off into outer space. It's basically like paying rent. You never see that again. It doesn't do anything. One benefit is the more interest you pay, the more tax deductions you get, and then the more that you end up paying off the principal over the years, the less tax deductions you get. So I'm telling myself that that's good, but it is really discouraging to be like, oh, I've paid this much towards mortgage this year, and then to log in and say, oh, only about 1 month of those payments actually made a difference in my principal. But I guess that's adulting or something. I don't know.
We're going to be checking out videos about mortgages and how they tell you to actually buy a house and it's actually worth it. By the end of the day, a lot of people who have bought homes, who are homeowners right now, are in a struggle right now. They are really struggling to pay their mortgages. You know, there's a financial struggle right now economically. So with that, and it's like some people actually feel like it's not worth it. And them actually renting is better. Just going to be checking out this video and see what people actually have to say about it and their experience, because these people are actual homeowners. But before we get right into this video, don't forget to click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's get right into it.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I bought my first home today and I wanted to show you guys what I got. So this is it.
Remember all those videos agents told you rates were going to come down 6 times this year? They were wrong, which is why you never take out a mortgage on a bet that rates are going to come down. The federal rate at 5.3% stands at a 23-year high after the feds raised it 11 times. This is because of sticky inflation. It is not coming down. The Fed chair just said yesterday, there are no upcoming rate cuts. Although don't be surprised if in the fourth quarter, just before the election, they decide they've gotten a handle on inflation and cut the rates. And then we have to see what happens after the election, but I doubt mortgage rates are going to be coming down anytime soon. There might be a moment in the fourth quarter, but when I say a moment, I mean a moment. When you take out a mortgage, it has to be what you can afford in that moment, not in anticipation of rates coming down.
Buy a house, they said. It'll be rewarding, they said. It'll be fun, even. Homeownership is so fun. Yeah, until it's 9:30 in the morning and it's already 85 degrees outside. And there's sweat stinging in your eyes because it's so hot and you try to mow the lawn.
Why would anyone buy a home in this market? Why would anyone do that? Why would someone buy a home with interest rates being as high as they are? It makes no sense. Well, I just want to share with you why some people are still buying a home even though interest rates are where they are. The first thing to understand is that no one who is buying a home right now in this market is doing so because of the interest rates. No one woke up this morning, looked at the interest rates and said, you know what, man, they look good. Let me go out and buy a house. People who are buying homes right now know that the rates suck. They know that the rates are high. But the reason why they're buying a home, there's 3 main reasons. And we're going to go into all 3 of them. But they know why. They know that rates are high. So reason number 1 is because there's a need. They have a desire or a need to buy a home now. Life is happening. Something has come up. Families are growing. Some families are contracting. There's people that relocate. I just helped a very dear friend of mine buy a home, and unfortunately, she can no longer handle the stairs in her home. But she, in her heart, is a homeowner. She doesn't want to sell her home and rent. So I helped her to buy a condo. She knows that rates right now are not great, but life is happening for her right now. So things come up, desires come up, changes come up. So again, people that are buying homes now, they're not doing so because interest rates are great. The number one reason is because they have a need or a desire. That's number one. Number two, they feel, that's an important word, they feel that they can afford the payment. So when they got pre-approved or they looked at the numbers, they talked it over, they thought about it, they're like, I can afford this payment with the rates the way they are now. By the way, I cannot stand the marry the house, date the rate. Don't do that. If you're going to buy a home now, make sure you can afford the home with today's rates. A refinance should just be a icing on the cake. Do not rely on that, because the loan officers that were telling marry the house, date the rate 18 months ago, well, guess what? Those people are still dating the rate and they're still waiting. So make sure that you don't do that. But again, the second thing is because the person that wants to buy a home because they have a need, they feel that they can afford it. They qualified and they feel that they can afford it. And the third thing is they found a home that met their needs that they felt that they could afford. That really is the big challenge in this market. People think that getting pre-approved is like the real challenge. It really isn't. Getting pre-approved is not that difficult, especially if you're working with somebody who can hold your hand and guide you through the process. The challenge is finding a home that lines up with what you feel that you can afford, that's going to meet your needs in the area that you want. But that's the reason why some people are still buying homes in this market, right? They're not trying to time the market. And if you're in a situation where you don't need to do anything or you don't want to do anything, then by all means, you should wait. You shouldn't buy something right now. If someone's trying to talk you into that, don't let them do that. But that's the reason why people are still buying homes in this market, even with the rates where they are.
Interest rates are absolutely out of control. I just bought a new house recently and you guys aren't gonna believe the interest rates the bank tried to give me. When I went to the bank to try to get approved for this loan without showing anything, they immediately told me it's going to be 8.65%. 8.5%! If you do the math on that, you are paying almost $85,000 in interest alone every single year. Like, if you're really thinking about it, people don't make $80,000 in a single year, and that's what they have to pay alone on interest. And the worst thing about this entire thing is I have an 820 credit score, and I was able to put like 75% down. But they told me it doesn't matter. Now, luckily, I have a friend who actually owns a mortgage company, so he was actually able to give me a really good rate, but for the average person, it is impossible to buy a house right now. But yeah, I really feel bad for the people who want to settle down, start families, buy houses, but they just physically can't. And on top of all that, you're paying about 20% more on all your groceries, so something's gotta change fast.
I had to wake up out of my sleep. Something in my spirit told me to get on TikTok and let y'all know, because look at this. Let me tell you something. Here in America, in my spirit, own your home totally and completely. When you're done paying off the bank, you still got to pay property taxes to the government. And if you stop paying those property taxes, people can still come and buy your home, because then they'll put it up for auction. People go to the auction, and that's how they're able to get homes, through the auction. So knowing that you will never own your home here in America, just make the best financial sound decision for yourself. Do not think that your home is yours. The United States government, they're always going to get their money.
Like, I feel like things have really gone crazy economically. Just maybe sometimes I feel like a lot of people need to be very patient and wait till they see that things have gotten better. If it does get better, that's when you can buy it, or else you just go and buy a place that the payment is just going to keep increasing. And not to talk about how these properties are not actually good qualities, and eventually like things will just be breaking apart, and you need to pay money for those repairs. And those repairs they cost a lot. Okay, so there's just so many things to think about till the housing market actually gets better. Then when you're buying something, you're buying it and you're like, okay, this is at a reasonable price at what human beings can, afford, not something that you can afford. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you so much. Make sure you please click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time, and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.